Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have another juicy story for you. This is a gothic horror story. I call this story the Bells of Backvale. So lock your doors and windows, close your blinds, dim the lights, sit back, relax, enjoy the story, and here we go. In the heart of the English moorlands, wrapped in mist and silence, stood Backvale Abbey, a crumbling relic of the 12th century. The townsfolk avoided it, claiming the bells, long rusted and broken, still rang on nights when no wind stirred and no hand pulled a rope. It was there that Eleanor Marsh, a young antiquarian, arrived to catalogue the abbey's ancient texts. She'd been hired by the reclusive Lord Ashcombe, who owned the estate but had not been seen in over a decade. She arrived alone, with only her lantern, a journal, and a letter that ended with a chilling line: "Do not answer the bell after midnight." The abbey was colder than the wind outside, its halls lined with cracked stone saints, their faces worn away by time and tears. Candles refused to stay lit near the old chapel. Rats fled not from footsteps, but from something silent and unseen. The bell tower loomed above, hollow and dark. The first night, the bell rang once at 12:03 am. Eleanor, heart hammering, remained still in her bed, recalling the warning. She told herself it was the wind, though the air had been still as death. By morning, her door was open, though she'd locked it, and her boots were wet with muddy prints leading in. She found an old diary in the library belonging to Sister Honora, dated 1472. The last entry read, "We chained him in the tower behind iron and sacred stone. But the bell tolls for his hunger. We pray it tolls not thrice." The second night, the bell rang twice at 12:03 a. Her mirror cracked. Her breath misted in the heatless air. And in the distance, somewhere between the walls, something began to whisper her name. Eleanor fled to the bell tower the next day, determined to see if anyone was playing a trick. She climbed the spiral steps, each one groaning with age, until she reached the belfry. The bell, massive and untouched by time, hung still, but the floor beneath it was scorched, as though something had burned its way out. And the rope, it had no end. It coiled down into the stone floor, into a trapdoor chained and sealed with lead crosses. She ran. She packed her bags. But the fog was so thick she couldn't see past the gate. Her carriage had vanished. That night, she stayed awake with candles lit and her back to the wall. The bell rang 3 times at 12:03 am. The candles went out, and she finally saw him, a figure in monk's robes, his face obscured by a black hood. Chains hung from his wrists like iron vines, dragging across the floor. He moved not with footsteps, but as if he glided through shadows. Where he passed, the stone bled. He whispered again, but this time it was not her name. It was her mother's, her father's, and names she didn't recognize, generations of the Marsh family. The diary had mentioned a sin that bred through blood. Eleanor was the last. When morning came, the townsfolk found the abbey silent once more. No sign of Eleanor except for her journal left open in the library, scrawled with one final entry. "He was never buried. He is the bell." And I answered it. That night, the bell rang once again at 12:03 am. And it hasn't stopped since. If you liked this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.